All right, welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about the Walking Dead Season 9 finale. Before we dive into that, if you're new here, the first 15 minutes will be my first impression review, and then we will dive into fan feedback. Also, I want to give a shout out our big event, April 26th. April 26th, it starts. We're going to do the Days Gone collector set review and then a separate gameplay of that. Just want to give another shout out because I'm very excited. That's coming up real soon. Can you guys see me good, hear me good? Like I said, if it's new, you can just watch the first 15 minutes of this for my good old-fashioned first impression review, and then after, we will get into fan feedback, and if you're interested, you're more than welcome to stick around for that as well. Also, there's going to be a big channel update video coming up soon. It's going to go over the temporary shutdown of this channel coming up around July-ish. If you are interested about what's going on right now, we're still working things out. We got events. We got a 24-hour live stream event coming up as well. We might have 2 of them in April. I'm not sure, as well as the Days Gone. If you are interested, I won't go over it here, but we will talk about it in a separate video. The shutdown, it all depends on if it's going to be maybe 2 weeks-ish, which is nothing, or it could be up to like 6 months or so. So we're figuring, if you're interested, I will bore you to death. I won't bore you to death here. I will talk about it in the upcoming channel update video this week, so stay tuned for that. And also, we're doing something new in the video description, and I will put it in the comment section right now. I'm going to put a straw poll. It's a link. Go and vote for this episode. I'm putting the link in the video description, and it's in the comment section. I'm putting the link right there. I'll put it again, just for anyone coming in now. I'll put it in there a couple times during my review. You go, you vote, and then after my first impression review, we'll check some super chats, and then we will check the poll to see how well it did. Now let's dive into my first impression reviews because there was some stuff I liked. Overall, the first thing I walked away with, my initial gut reaction was, that's it? I think they even bungled the ending there. It was like they were in such a hurry to end the damn show. They go, there's a voice on the radio, and then immediately cut the commercial. Yeah, there was a voice on the radio. Luckily, my TV stuck on subtitles, so I can tell there's a lot of people who didn't hear what it said because I barely heard what it said. It said, I wrote it down. A voice over the radio says, "We are calling out live. Is anyone there?" And then it immediately and abruptly cuts to the credits and then an announcer talking. I think it was AMC talking about some new show they got going on. So that was it. It was a little underwhelming. We knew there was a huge chance that Rick was never going to be in the radio. That was a really fun prediction speculation I had one day. I was thinking about it. I did the video, and then next thing you know, the internet blew up with that theory, and people loved it. Some people hated it. I mean, it was huge. Everyone was talking about it. That was fun. I think that was fun, but we knew it wasn't going to happen. There's a lot. I think one of the things I discussed in my prediction video about that is the most difficult thing is to interweave the stories. Once you bring out Rick on the radio, then how do you maintain the focus on the Whisperers? How do you maintain Michonne's story? And then Judith and Daryl. Wouldn't Daryl want to save his friend? So there's a whole bunch of mess. Not only that, what do you do with the Rick movies? When do you intertwine them with the... You would have to have it all set up before you did something like that. However, having that idea, thinking, my God, just as a reward for fans, call it fan service, whatever you want. Man, imagine the last moments of this episode. You watched Michonne and Judith shocked, stupid, and overwhelmed with emotion when they hear somebody they thought was dead. Judith's father, Michonne's baby daddy. You hear his voice, and then it cuts to black for just a few seconds, and then you go into commercials. Oh, that would have been, emotionally, it would have been a powerhouse story-wise and story structure and stuff. Ooh, especially since Rick's on his own movies. Really difficult to pull that off, but anything's possible. However, This episode opens with, I wanted to get the ending out of the way because I immediately seen a number of comments talking about it, and that's probably the most exciting thing is, who is that? What is it going to be? We all know now it's 95% chance it's the Commonwealth from the comic. It's just a really large community. All right, so back it up. The beginning starts with the fall of the kingdom, and I like how this streamlines the story. Am I using that definition right? The comic versus the show. In the comic, it's a different medium. In a comic book, you can write a kingdom storyline, and then we'll never see the kingdom for 20, 30 issues because the artist is just drawing characters. You don't have real-life human actors who have to wait until they're on screen. You don't have to deal with contracts and negotiations. You don't have to deal with that actor getting a different job, getting more popular, getting too popular. So it essentially, I feel, eliminating the sanctuary and eliminating the kingdom was a budgetary decision. Obviously, you're not going to keep, the actor playing Ezekiel around and Carol around if they're not in the story for a whole season. You know what I mean? Anyhow, so I think in a way that is good. And I even predicted this and mentioned to help the budget, they should get rid of some communities. We don't need them all spread out. Like Oceanside works because we don't need to ever go back to Oceanside if we don't have to. You just bring Rachel. I thought that was pretty neat. You bring Rachel in the one episode and she's like, yeah, I'm here, bitches, And then you get rid of her and then bring her back and get rid of her. You hire an actress that isn't well known, that would always love to get some work. Boom, it works out for everyone. Anyway, you got that was nothing. I wrote down the meeting room, Aaron's house, and then Barb. That ended up being nothing. That was essentially set up for Negan's redemption arc. They let Negan out of the cold. That's something we predicted already. The tracks in the snow. When they are going to the hilltop, there's a couple things that I did love visually. I loved having walkers just lingering in the background. Remember, they're not just the main antagonist throughout the whole story. They are a part of the environment. They're a part of the atmosphere. So showing walkers walking through the fields, showing the zombie tracks, and now with the whispers, it's even more suspenseful because we don't know if there's whispers in those. I did write down in my notes that the likelihood that whispers are out and about are slim to none, man. They're probably huddled somewhere, because they don't have superpowers. They gotta take it down a notch and take their bravado and their threats down a notch, and then focus on staying safe and warm and not die them damn selves. They did mention at the end with the whispers that being gone was good for the pack. Since they are animalistic and a tribe and they're mobile, they could have moved down south more to get out of the cold, which when Beta said that, I thought, oh, see, that showcases perfectly why the way they mobilize could benefit them. One of the ways they pick it. Panico Ride, thank you very much for the $1 dono. Ezekiel versus Aaron, that came off as a bit awkward, but Carol kind of cleared it up. But still, Ezekiel, chill out, man. I'm really liking you on the show. Don't go all too crazy on me. I did love the snow, the visuals. Lydia with her arm. Yeah, this is kind of filler, but it is showcasing a damaged character. So if they keep this character around and they do something good with her story, I'm cool with that. We revisited the Sanctuary. Negan is a whole lot of fun. I definitely thought he was fun. And in the episode, it's nice having that character that isn't so serious and that just has no care in the world. He was in a jail cell. Now he's out. This is Christmas to him. And then we got Carol's moment. She definitely, the actress Melissa McBride, she definitely has a solid handle on her range and her performance. So I always love her emotional moments. Crossing the border visually, I think that was well done. You got Negan, Judith, and the dog. We talked about Negan redemption. Give me 1 second. Why didn't you take the bathwater out?
I don't want to get wet.
All right, hurry up. Get some sleep. Love you.
Love you.
This kid. Kids, man. Love you too. Go to sleep. All right. She went, yay. Frozen walk. Oh, back to Negan and his redemption. We talked about it and we said, yeah, Judith would be the redemption for Negan if they weren't going to do something with Negan versus Alpha or fighting the Whispers. And there's always a chance of that. We have a whole season coming up. However, they added a Judith runs out into the cold. It's a simple thing. No real threat with Whispers, but it's a weather threat. Runs out into the cold looking for the dog. He not only saves Judith, a child, but he saves the dog too. So they got a check mark for Negan working on his redemption. He can never be totally redeemed for what he did with Glenn, but there is a redemption story arc. Not with all fans, but some fans, there's you chip away at that redemption. Frozen walkers, love that. Again, new thing in the environment. Carol and Lydia scene, I definitely felt writing-wise it wasn't as powerful as it could have been. It was pretty simple. Thank you, Mrs. Nina Ray, for the dono. I thought it was lacking, but they got the point across. Emotionally, it did its job. Yeah, Connie, you had one job. That's different, though. Connie took care of the dog before, and I think Daryl went to a different place, and you know what I mean? So Judith was taking care of her. So Negan saves Judith and the dog. Daryl smashes the walker at the end. I wrote that down because that was funny. But playing in the snow, this is one little thing. Even though the episode was really uneventful, I love the weather, love the zombies, love some of the visuals. Playing in the snow was something. Listen, this episode, not a lot happened. I enjoyed playing in the snow probably the most because it humanizes the characters. It makes them less like comic book characters. It makes them less like these superheroes. And it takes some of that rah-rah away and it humanizes them. And I actually really enjoyed that moment. They had such a serious and stressful moment, and then they were able to get home, figuratively kick their shoes off and relax. What do we got? The Alpha whipping. It shows us what they did to Lydia, for example. So at least we saw it visually, and Alpha is preparing for something. She's not letting it slide. She still has the worst intentions for our survivors. I'm going to dive into some of the super chats in a minute. They were coming in slow, but we just got a couple back to back. But all right, so once again, if you're new, if you just started watching this stream, I'm going to put a poll in the comment section, and it's also in the video description. Go and vote for this episode. We're going to look at the votes here in a minute. And I also talked about a channel update, very important, coming this week. And what else we got? We could cover the news stuff after. Yeah, so my initial review, I think this episode is going to have to grow on me. Again, love the snow, love the visuals, love some of the ideas. I think as a writer, when you study writing now, given it was when I was neck deep, literally, into writing books on how to write, courses, screenwriting, like everything you can imagine. I was neck deep when I was from, let's say, 14 to like early 20s. It's been a long time, but what sticks with you when you get into courses and learning how to write, very complicated, very complex, but when you get into it, there's some things that you never forget. One thing that you never forget is how to ramp up the tension of a scene. So when they got to the lake part, I immediately knew they were going to add on an additional threat. And again, I forget the words that writers use, but I remember vividly reading a section where it's like, if you have characters, walking across frozen ice, conflict is king. You want to ramp up that tension, add the ice starts to crack, add something where it's timed. They can't go one at a time. They need to hurry. So I felt like it was just a bad placement where we had frozen zombies and then we had zombies coming out of the snow. It was back to back, and it was like, wait, weren't those frozen, but these are okay? And then they're literally buried in the snow, and then that was what really pushed the scene forward, or supposed to be suspense-wise, because now they all got to rush over. And for the love of God, everyone was saying there was a massive death coming in this episode. I mean, everyone. I tried to avoid, the internet the best I could so I wouldn't get it spoiled and there was no massive death, unless I missed it. So yeah, this episode has to grow on me. For a finale, I think this is probably one of my least favorite. If it wasn't for the snow, I dropped my stuff. If it wasn't for the snow, man, I think it would have been really dull. Because again, the snow just changing the atmosphere. It gives a new look and a new vibe to it. So I'm gonna have to say the episode is and taking everything into consideration. This is how they end a season that I'm actually really looking forward to rewatching. I really enjoyed this season overall. So having an ending that doesn't ruin the season, it was kind of just a follow-up of the big deaths in episode 15. I'm going to have to say I'm a sliver above just a meh, I'll be honest. I liked even the writing with the characters. The writing felt off. It didn't feel like it was at its full potential, story-wise. Like the characters and their just everything at its full potential. I always felt like what was happening on scene could have been polished a little better. And that's it for First Impression Review. We're going to go into some news and super chats, and then, like I said, I'm going to put the link to the straw poll in the video description and in the comments section. Go and vote now for anyone just getting here. Real quick, we got some news that Maggie is most likely not going to return as a full-time cast member, series regular. That came out a couple days ago. Her new show, and this is what I thought was confusing, her new show is dangerously close to being canceled. So yeah, Whiskey Cavalier, dangerously close to being canceled, yet she's almost definitely not going to be a returning cast member. She'll just show up as a guest and not in a full-time capacity. So I'm sure there's more articles breaking the details and specifics down on that, but you really got to wade through some of the bullshit. Some articles make everything seem, different than how reality is. Like Rick Grimes, recently we had to deal with a lot of people coming to the stream saying, oh my God, Ricky regrets leaving the show and yada, yada, yada. And in reality, he just gave the show a compliment. He just said, oh man, I left at the wrong time. The show is doing great. And it was nice. It was a nice compliment. But no, Rick is not devastated or regretting the show. I'm sure it was sites like comicbook.com that come up with shit like that. And one thing I noticed on Twitter, Lionsgate announced the release of Season 9 on DVD and Blu-ray and stuff like that. Now, this is Season 8. I collect the collector sets every single year ever since Season 2, and I know for a fact it's always been Anchor Bay, because there was one year we reached out to them to get a sponsorship and open one of the collector's editions. And so I know specifically, we were going to reach out. I decided against it, and we decided to just purchase it on the channel. So that way it didn't look like any favoritism, so we can give an honest review. So Anchor Bay used to do it. For those fans interested in the Season 9 Collector's Edition, maybe. I haven't looked into how this works exactly, but maybe this gives us new hope that they'll come out with Collector's Editions again. I don't know. I hope so. And then obviously a lot of you know Fear the Walking Dead released its Season 5 trailer. It's Season 5, isn't it? I lost track. Good imagery. The story is either hidden from the trailer or it's lacking. And then Dwight. I'm real interested in Dwight. I'll be honest. I think Austin Amelia did a fantastic job with Dwight, and I think that's a really complex character as far as the potential and what we've seen. I think there's a lot going on there that they can work with. But my God, does it look like Dick? I mean, it looks like Dirty Dick just stabbed you in the eyeball. They got that gray filter. It just looks like cheap, generic, post-apocalyptic. This isn't how it would really look, but we're just going to make everything look black and white, and because we think that's cool or something. I can't stand that, man. No, we are not going to officially review Fear the Walking Dead on this channel. However, we will be doing live streams every single Sunday like we always do. So, yes, if I happen to see it, or whatever, we can discuss it. We will discuss it. I'll give you guys like a mini review. But what I'm saying as far as I will never review it again, I'm sticking with what I mean back then. It's not going to be something where it's priority. We're not going to, like, if I miss it, oh well, I miss it. You guys tell me what you think about it. I'm going to give it a chance. I'll check out the premiere. But like I said, if there's something else going on, like for example, if Fear the Walking Dead premiere aired tonight, we would talk about the episode while we did one of the gameplays that we've been doing, kind of like Dying Light. I'd pop Dying Light on, and we'd talk about it over on the Ronnie Hayes channel. For example, I would do that right now if it came out tonight, because that's what I'd be in the mood for. So that's what I mean. Yes, we can still discuss it, but it's not going to take priority. It's not going to have its own video and yada, yada, yada. Or at least not at this time. If the premiere drops and I'm like, wow, oh my God, holy shit, they're doing amazing, I'm definitely going to give them the support, because I love zombies. I love the zombie genre. I definitely want to support that. All right, super chats, and then we'll check out your guys' poll. If you're coming in just now for the live stream, I'm putting a straw poll in the comment section, and it's in the video description. You guys let me know what you think in that poll about the episode. We'll check that as soon as I bang out some of these super chats. All right. Okay, we got Offensive Negan. The season should have left off last week's episode. Thank you very much for the support. Panic or Die with Dono. Miss Nina Ray, thank you very much. Kyle B. Enjoyable episode. Good setup for next season, but I do not want the Commonwealth storyline. I'd rather get bitten by a walker like Lydia. Laugh out loud. Yeah. We can do, we'll check the PayPal donos as well, too. Thank you very much for the reminder. We will do a video, I'm sure, discussing what they can remix in the Commonwealth, because I am not looking forward to it. Unless something really pops off, I'm not looking forward to that on the show. I mean, nothing happened. Listen, we are in the Commonwealth storyline, but nothing happened. But don't forget, we still have a whole season, probably, of Whispers in Season 10. So don't freak out just yet. There's plenty of story to come. So maybe half a season at the very least, but there's plenty to come. Colin, the reptile guy with a $5 dono, liked the episode well enough, would compare it to a very good Fear episode overall, a great season. Also, speaking of, did you see the Fear trailer? Yeah, we just covered that. Thank you very much for the dono. Doomsday Kingdom fan community, I like how they use Negan redemption in the show, where I wish his redemption in comic was Negan saving Herschel Jr. I miss him in comic. Same, thank you very much for the dono, and I think that would have been awesome if he saved Herschel Jr. Low Key No Pressure with a $20 dono, helping to keep this going. I really like this episode. It was entertaining all throughout, and this season is one of the top 3 best in my opinion. I missed your live stream last week, so happy late birthday, Ronald. Watch Killing Eve. It's a treat. Oh, no kidding. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes and the dono. Panic a Ride with another dono. K Bo J with a $15 dono. Don't you dare leave me for 6 months. I demand GOT videos, damn it. Well, GOT's coming out in April, and my lease ends in the middle of July. I got to be out, and we'll go over the specifics, but where I'm moving to has 0 internet, and I got to get the internet company to actually come and physically install an internet line. There was a road crews working, and they said there is an internet line, so I'm still working to figure out that. But as far as they're telling me now, they actually have to come in and install a line. So, again, we're going to do a full update video this week for those interested. I won't bore you here. But thank you very much for the dono. Pocket 22. Ezekiel is the king of the hill. Sheldon Arthur with a $1 dono. No comment, though. Thank you very much for the support. Cody196. Did you see the cat in Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 trailer? No, I don't think so. Trevor, $5 dono. Hey, Ron, the scene with Carol and Lydia reminded me of Carol's decision in the prison sickness art. However, not choosing to kill one to save them all. Yeah, it did. I thought of that, too. Thank you very much for the dono, homie. Dick Trickle, $2 dono. How long till Alpha finds out where Alexandria is? Oh, probably within a few episodes of Season 10. Luca Blight69 with a $10 dono. Mr. X from Resident Evil 2 versus Beta. Who wins? Probably Mr. X. He's a mutant, ain't he? And then we have Okay, we're caught up now. Let's switch over to here. Yeah, probably Mr. X. I can't pronounce that. Ansoni Viola. Thank you very much for the dono. Colton Bland with a $3 dono. Words are small. I don't have my glasses on, so it's not just that I'm illiterate, even though I do terrible with names. What's going on between Carol and Ezekiel? Question mark was odd. There's just a whole lot of pain there, and I think in a way Carol wants to separate herself from loved ones. That she's in this cycle where she connects to people and then they die or get hurt, and she's just devastated. So I think in a way she still loves Ezekiel. She just can't be around him right now. It's too much. Do I think season 9 was better than 6? Ooh, off the top of my head, I'm going to have to say yeah. Thank you for making this season of The Walking Dead much more enjoyable with your insight and passion. I'm becoming a Patreon right now to help support your content. Cheers. Thank you very much, Fred. Thank you very much for that. The next month, April, we are a month behind. For those who don't know, we have this schedule in 2019, and we got the companion channel, Ronnie Hayes. That's a free-for-all. We do a lot of gaming live streams. We've done one every day, every other day for the past few weeks. We just got monetized on that channel, and we were hoping to have that done in the beginning of March. So we're a month behind. However, I think something good happened out of this. The show is ending the season, So now there's a lot more time to finish up the Deeper Intos and other polished content. Keep in mind, this is when we start the transition from less of the daily prediction and news to more of combining that, discussing it, and focusing on the polished stuff, and also having the companion channel. So the next few months, we're going to be in that transition. You know what I mean? Anyway, thank you very much for the support. I'm absolutely thrilled that you guys enjoy this whole experience. I do as well. I mean, this isn't just something where, some guy I work for pays me to do this as a job. Like, this started because I wanted to talk with people about season 5, the season 5 trailer, and I searched all over YouTube for someone breaking down a trailer, and I couldn't find anything that had the breakdown that I wanted, or the idea of what I wanted to watch. So then I just made my own video. I said, if I can't find something to watch, I'll just make it. And then that's how it kicked off. I mean, that picked up fast. We went from 2,000 subs to 20,000 subs in a couple weeks when I did that. And then from there, it was yard out. And then it became all this. So absolutely thrilled that you guys enjoy this as much as I do. Are you going to do live streams after every GOT episode? Well, we stream every Sunday anyway. So yes and no. It's yes, we're definitely going to. I'm going to watch the episode, but I don't think it's going to be GOT only. Obviously, a good chunk will be for GOT. But if you guys are into it, if it works for the first week, then sure. Like, let's say everyone comes out and they're like, yeah, let's do this. Sure, I'll do it. I love GOT. I'm definitely going to watch him, and I want to talk about it too, so it works, I think somebody asked if we can start the live stream while it's airing. You guys give me your thoughts and opinions on that, because I'm not sure. I can watch it right here. You know what I mean? With my phone. I can't do it with The Walking Dead, but I can watch GOT right here and talk to you guys. But I don't know, because when I watch a show and a movie, I don't want to be bothered. I just want to watch, You think enough people voted? Let's take a break with the comments and jump right over to the poll, because that'll just be real quick. All right, so here's the poll. I didn't vote yet. So I'm going to just say, like I said, I'm probably like right here. Like just under liked it. I have a feeling if I rewatch it some, and then after it connects to season 10, I might end up being here. Then again, I could just be here. So I'm going to go with a like. This is tricky. Like I said, I'm right here. Let's just go with that. Here's a vote for that. The Walking Dead episode 916, 42% liked it, 89 votes on like. We have 26% wow with a meh. And then we have loved it, 24% loved it. This is the first time that meh has beat loved and liked since we started the poll. Every episode so far was love and like were the top two. And then we got 6 votes for hated it, which is 2%, and then 5 votes for disliked it, which is 2%. The love it and like it is still the majority, so the overall majority enjoyed it. If you took the meh with the disliked it, that is still definitely a big chunk. How much would that be actually? That'd be, let's say, 27%. We'll just round it. Actually, we'll round it under 26%, because if we rounded everything up, we'd be over 100%. But 26% with only 2 and 2. Oh, that would still only be 30%, and we'd still have about 70 positive. So, yeah, that's still a big chunk, but overall, it's positive. So the fan base is definitely still positive overall. Make sure I didn't miss any. I want to try to get some. Oh, you know what I should mention? Let me mention this. We're starting giveaways. I've collected a bunch of comics over time and other stuff. We're going to have a giveaway box coming. That'll be pretty cool. But we're doing random giveaways where we just pick random comments, and we're doing announced giveaways. This was one of the announced giveaway. I wanted to mention this a lot sooner, but it just fell behind. Vin Valley was the one who won this. We have somebody in the Matt family doing the picking as well, so that way you guys know it ain't rigged or nothing. We did have a couple people who were not subscribed to the channel, and they never left comments other than just that one. Part of it is you have to be a subscriber. This helps to make sure it's, the giveaways stay within the Matt family, and it's not just some random person just watched that one video and they don't watch anything else. But there was 2 people picked before Vin Valley, and both of them were subscribed to other Walking Dead stuff, but they weren't subscribed to Matt, so that is part of the rules. So Vin Valley, as well, I did a test because Vin Valley was subscribed to the Ronnie Hayes channel, to my daughter's channel, and to something else. But we ran a whole chunk, I think a dozen names, and there's a ton of people who are frequent on the channel, but they're not subscribed. We did talk to a few, and they said, I didn't even know I was unsubscribed. I've been subscribed for years. I always clicked on your video in the recommended. So definitely, if you're subscribed, if you think you're subscribed, double check, especially if you're entering the competitions, because maybe the first 2, YouTube unsubscribed them and they didn't win. But Vin Valley, get in touch with me. And this is issue 150. We got issues 157 coming up with the Whispers, but this one has a really awesome artwork. So, again, Vin Valley won the issue 150 variant giveaway. We got a lot more coming up as well. And, I bumped the damn mic. And we are having ones for like Patreons and people who donate and stuff, so throwing their name in. So we're trying to, slowly getting up there with doing something nice, giving back a little bit. And we also have digital giveaways of the My Comic Doomsday Kingdom, as well as some cool physical stuff too coming up. So, wait. Did we miss some? Somebody asked why it wasn't snowing with the Alpha scene. I moved up though, but it was just not showing us that the Alpha scene took place after the snow. So the snow is gone at that point in time. They said they left, or at least this is what I got from it. They left when the snow was here and came back. So they might have went south for the winter and then they came back. So they're back in town. All right, we missed Queen's Mayhem with a $10 dono. Fam, how was this finale a filler? Laugh out loud. Oh, man, crazy. Do you mean that, like, how the hell, did they give us a finale as a filler? Or are you asking me? Because, yes, I would definitely agree that a lot of this was filler. See, that gets tricky. I'll have to go back and look because the radio isn't filler. Filler, even if it's boring, it doesn't mean it's filler. I know a lot of us accidentally use the word filler as boring. Filler is something that if you take it out, it doesn't affect the story. Essentially, just a basic definition of that. So even if it's boring, but if it pushes the story forward, it's not filler. So maybe Negan's redemption, it works for the character, story-wise, plot-wise, unless that plays into how his story moves forward, then yeah, you can rank some of that filler. But I don't know. I thought this episode was a lot more underwhelming than I was expecting, to be honest. Panic Go Ride. You should do a writing series about storytelling. Ooh, yikes. Honestly, I would have to, if I did something like that, I wouldn't want to give bad advice, so I would definitely go and brush up on some of the specific definitions, because there's so much I learned where I haven't opened up a screenwriting book since my daughter was born. So it's 9 years, 8 years. Well, maybe it's been about 8 years, because I read some when she was like 2 or 3. So let's say it's been a good five years, solid, without a doubt. I haven't looked at a single screenwriting book. It's just stuff I remember from, when I was a teenager into my early 20s. And I would brush up on some of that, because I'm sure there's stuff that I forgot about, or that I whatever, that would be useful. But I would love to discuss some of the non-structured, the stuff that we just enjoy, because I don't feel like there's enough of that. I feel like there's too much. This is how they structure stories, and that's the only way to write stories, which is not true. You can break that formula, but it's really good to know the structure. I mean, it's really good to know the structure. Anthony Smokes, $2 dono. Love the Michonne Negan scene. Thoughts? Yeah, I liked it too. I mean, it's laying the groundwork for what's coming up. And I thought about it too, coming up between Negan giving her advice on how to be a leader during these difficult times. I'm excited for that. Your boy Ace with a $2 dono. Carol letting Lydia get bitten would have been a great twist. Yeah, that would have been a great twist. Damn, I want to get to a lot of these questions. But there's so many donos. How would you react if Negan redeemed himself and Herschel Jr. finds out what he did to his father and kills him? ? Crazy. As long as the story they gave us was good. Yeah. Did you hear that Eduardo was confirmed alive by Angela Kang, the insider? No, I saved that article, but I didn't get a chance to read it yet. Probably at the Hilltop. If Negan could go back in time, would he kill Glabe and Abe? Glenn and Abe? No. I mean, obviously, no. I don't like getting to hypothetical questions, but no. If Negan could go back in time, he would probably work with Rick and them, I mean, keep in mind, that's what they were getting at. Even in the comic, it was like Negan thought, you know what? No, Rick has a point. We could work together. Maybe it's time that we evolved. That's what Negan was thinking right before he got his throat slit. Dude, guys, with a $2 dono, I'm at 480 subscribers, nearly halfway to a K. Yeah, but you're only a little bit from 500, so that's awesome in and of itself, brother. Good luck with that. All right, I'm hoping we didn't miss any donos. Forbes calls The Walking Dead one of the best shows on TV. Still pretty surreal seeing them not constantly bash on the show and actually like it. Forbes, is Forbes SJW? I wouldn't be shocked if it's because we got a female showrunner when it comes to Forbes. They're not wrong, though. Season 9 has been incredible, I feel. Colin, the reptile guy. I'm checking PayPal next. Sorry about that, guys. Colin, the reptile guy. Season 8 ends with Negan in hospice, as does 9. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that's true. Different type of Negan, though. You know what? I bet you, because, he got hurt. Big whoop. I bet you any money that, and some of this, I don't catch everything the first time, but I bet you any money that was done purposefully. And if you go back and break it down, there's some cool stuff to pull from that, because it's Negan in a very different version of Negan each time, so it's definitely cool. Kermikage Azula? I don't know. $2 dono. I'm just glad Rosita is alive. How about you? I thought she was going to die. I thought somebody who, like Ezekiel, Rosita, I thought somebody who was on the Pikes in the comic was going to die in this episode. A lot of people were sending me message, careful, get off the internet, huge death coming in the finale episode. And now I'm thinking, wait a minute. What? All right, there we go. I had to clear my throat. Jeremy Dyer sent you a $20 dono. Yo, Ronnie, here's Jeremy. Well, roundabout. PayPal takes a couple bucks off. So if you gave something different and I say something different, that's why. It's actually 1912, so we gave it 20. Okay, good. I don't want to say anything weird and have someone go, wait a minute, I gave him 22. Why is he trying to underball me, you know? Yo, Ronnie, Jeremy here. You gave me a shout out ages ago for my Negan drawing. Thanks again for that. Just wanted to show some support. You're the only Walking Dead channel I watch anymore. A lot of it has to do with your personality. Keep it up, bro. Thank you very much. You're the one who did the Negan. We got a few Negan ones in. Is it one that I have personally? No, you know what? I think it's one of the ones I saw online, and I put it up when I was pulling images for a thumbnail, because there's been a few different Negan drawings and different Walking Dead drawings, but I think yours is one I saw on the internet. Jeremy Dyer. I remember that. Jeremy Dyer. Give me a second. I'm losing it. I remember that name. It's definitely art I have. It has to be. I remember that name. Thank you very much for the dono, homie. I'm going to have to check back on some Matt mails. I remember that name, though. Kyle B. Send in a $5 dono direct to PayPal, helping the channel out here. I'm good with the slower finale. It seems shows do the bang moment in the episode before the finale nowadays. Gott did the same thing last season. Yeah, that's not. I would respectfully disagree. That's nothing new. Gott does it all the time. Gott does the big moment in the episode before, and then the next episode kind of helps to finish some of the story elements, and then also set up what's coming up next season. And The Walking Dead actually used to do that as well. Don't forget, season 2 is a perfect example. The penultimate episode was to Shane, the conclusion of that, and then the final episode was losing the barn and setting up them being on the road for the prison, season 3. You know what I mean? So it fits good old-fashioned TV structure for getting something that sets up, like finishing a big chunk of the story in the episode before and then kicking it off. So, yeah, I agree. I think they did that in this season. I definitely think they did that in this season. And thank you very much for the dono. Spin here. Please tell the family here that very often parents of murdered children split up. It's no surprise at all. Wait, what? Spin here. Please tell the family here that very often parents of murdered children split up. It's no surprise at all. Actually, yeah, you caught me off guard because I was like, wait, you might be talking about something that's going on in the comment section that I haven't seen, but yeah, I mean, we've seen that in interviews or news or even other movies. That trauma just brings a wedge between people, which is understandable. The memories every time you look, or there could be blame aspects. Even people who still love each other, that wound is so hurtful, and it's always, and again, I'm speculating, but of how it was portrayed. But yeah, from a real life perspective, yeah, that makes a lot of sense that they took something that does happen in real life with losing a child and people splitting up from it. Thank you very much for the dono, Spin. Chris with a $5 dono. Appreciate you. Looking forward to the finale tomorrow. It'd be cool if your Rick prediction was right. I kind of missed the Rick prediction now. He sent that in last night. I kind of missed the Rick prediction now, yeah. I know it would have been hard. I get it. Okay, I think we're good now. I know it would have been hard, but story-wise, because it would have taken some focus off of the Whisperers, and it would have maybe put a strain on how they are telling the story. Colin, the reptile guy, we already did that one. Who was that big, tall character at the start of the episode? It looked like he could take Beta. Big black guy, I missed him. Is Scott dead? I don't know. Are you disappointed we didn't see Norman and Jeffrey share any screen time together, any scenes together? Well, no, because there's always next season. Did I miss some? I think I missed some. Here's a good question. We've covered this before, but we'll cover it again. 1189 Paris with a $10 dono says, could you explain how the Whisperers, who are basically a nomadic group, all of a sudden are now a group that has a territory? What led them to Northern Virginia, and why are they here? Now, we got to see a little bit of insight into that this episode. Again, I'm not a know-it-all. I'm a fan. I'm just relaying what I saw and what was on my mind and how I perceived it. Sometimes if I'm wrong, I correct myself, or I wait to rewatch it, or one of you guys will say something and I'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But the way I understand it from the comics and the show, at the end it made it seem like they left for the winter. So they went down south. And then the winter's gone, so they're coming back up this way. What keeps them up this way and in this area? Hunting, the location. It could be the natural resources. It could be they already have a clear pattern of how to survive going down south, following a different route, and then coming back up. Now, the thing, though, is they are mobile, but they still have a territory. It's the same thing with Native American tribes. Now, we're not going to get into the complexities, but let's say a simple general understanding of it. They have this area that they hunt buffalo, but the tribe moves around. They move to this part. They, in the winter, maybe they go here, but that's still their territory. So even though they're a mobile tribe, when the white man cometh, they come to hunt the buffalo, and they're like, wait, who are these white pricks all of a sudden? They're in our territory. You know what I mean? That's a very simplified way, but that's what they do. Just because they don't build a home with a yard and say, oh, that's our community, doesn't mean they don't have territory. You know what I'm saying? Because they're moving around all throughout that territory. They have this whole stretch of land, and they move all around it, depending on what they do. And again, we haven't gotten a deeper look into all that, but but that's what I'm getting from it right now. Daniel Titus, my question from $5 PayPal dono get disregarded? No, it could have came in after. Let me see what happened, because PayPal just... I'm not seeing it. Let me open it up. PayPal will give me a blue thing with your comment, and then once I read your comment, I scroll over, and then they go away, and I didn't see your name up. Your name's not on here. Yeah, we just have Spin, Kyle B, Jeremy, and Chris from yesterday. I have nothing. Unless something happened and PayPal it didn't go through yet. But Daniel, yeah, I don't know what happened, brother. Daniel gave a $2 dono to say my question from PayPal dono get disregarded. Daniel, I didn't get anything from you on PayPal yet. You might want to check. Maybe it just didn't go through or something. Corey Vaccaro with a $2 dono. Maybe they came back because of the Walker herd. I mean, there's probably tons of reasons for them to come back. Like I said, in my opinion, I think they simply came back for hunting or land, and I think they simply left because of the weather. I think that's as simple as it gets. We don't need a deep explanation for why. We already know that they move around, but they stay in this vicinity. Eminem, 3DG Tyler with a $5 dono. It seemed like they just filmed Norman Reedus playing in the snow and aired it as if it was Daryl. Yeah. Too predictable to have a death in every finale. I agree to that. Boston George, $2 dono. What do you think they will do with Michonne? That's tricky. If she's really leaving or not, that will really really change how I feel with, the direction of her story. We need to get confirmation on if she's going to be going or staying. I think right now she's going, but I'm always being hopeful that, she can stay. What's my favorite comic issue? Issue 132. That's my favorite single issue. Why does The Walking Dead feel like a spin-off now? It doesn't feel like that to me. It feels like a show that lost its main, but it doesn't feel like a spin-off to me. I'm sure it does for some, but that's because we lost Rick. Ronnie, could you do a quick Michonne impression? Laugh out loud. She keeps doing that. Does she really? What do you mean, like the... Yeah. Or you mean like when she's using her katana? I think I know what you mean. I'm going to have to watch it, though. I don't think I've watched it enough. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, honed in on it to give a good impression. Yeah, I do think Beta will be alive longer, Johnny, than Alpha. At least The Walking Dead has a finale. Fear has a finally. Yeah. Beth was on the radio. Yeah, right. Is it just me or Angela Kang gone through the comic source material much faster than Gimple? I don't feel that way. Which is better, the first 4 issues of The Walking Dead or the first 4 issues of Doomsday Kingdom? Oh, that's tricky. That's tricky. I'd love to hear what people have to say when issue 4 drops. That'd be interesting. Will you make a prediction for Endgame? No, I'm not interested in that. Received my first issue of Doomsday Kingdom? Nice, Donnie. Awesome. I really like Lydia this season. I can't wait to see. Yeah, I want more from her, and I'm interested in the remix as well, now that Henry's gone. It was an image you used in a thumbnail. I didn't send it to you. Thanks for remembering me, though. That name sounds familiar. I swear to God, that name sounds familiar. It could be something else I'm mixing it up with, though, but Jeremy Dyer. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds real familiar. If you had your choice of death on the show, would you rather be Lucille or piked? As an actor, I think I'd rather be Lucille, because you're the only one. With the pike, you're sharing it. I'm predicting it's Jadis or Alicia on the radio. Just finished the episode 5 minutes ago. Well, it's not going to be either one because the radio is the Commonwealth. It's going to be someone we have no idea who it is. Not to burst your bubble. Again, unless they pull something different and it's not a part of the comic. You know what I'm saying? But it feels like this is the comic storyline for Commonwealth. No, I don't think Daryl would have got piked even if Rick was here. Goot, what is that? Goot Van Squid. Did you like Carol's comic death reference with Lydia? Absolutely. For those who don't know, Lydia was putting her arm near the walker in the show, and then Carol caught her. Well, in the comic, that's actually how comic Carol died. She got so messed up, and Sophia still being alive, she still got messed up. She actually walked towards a zombie they had tied up and let the zombie bite her throat out, which is a really twisted way to go, but I love the fact that Carol was there. Oh, wait, what happened to the comments? How was it snowing if they live in Texas? They don't live in Texas. What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. They don't live in Texas. This never has anything to do with Texas. They live in they film in Georgia, but the show is supposed to take place in Virginia. So, I'm not sure what you're talking about in Texas. Do I have any early death predictions? Nope. For season 10? Nope. But I definitely will have some coming up. I'm not going to rush into it, though. Are we supposed to know why Alpha is preparing for something? Didn't she get enough vengeance with the Pikes? I got the feel that Alpha had some away time and she's not happy with how her relationship with her daughter ended, and she's not happy with letting those people go. She's not happy with sharing the territory with them. These are all possibilities. That's what I was left with. And she is contemplating taking action, but nothing for sure yet. That's how I interpreted it. From Negan's point of view, our people would have been the bad guys because Rick and them attacked his outpost and killed Negan's men. Yes and no. I know people argue this point, and I think it's a cool argument to get into or debate, I should say. But at the end of the day, I disagree with it completely because Negan's whole rule is we kill one of you no matter what to put you in check. Rick and gang did not attack Negan first. Negan's group attacked Abraham, Sasha, and Daryl. Negan's group was in fact, without a doubt, 100% going to kill Abraham, if not Sasha too, on the road, and then bring Daryl back alone. Negan's men attacked first, whether he likes it or not, and Rick followed through with that threat. And there we are. You know what I mean? So no matter how it breaks down, they killed people in their sleep. Rick's group did, for sure. But Negan's group got out of line and made the first threat. I mean, hell, they even shot at Abraham and Daryl and everyone, tried to gun them off their bike. I'm excited for the comic Whispers Attack Hilltop with Flaming Arrows adaptation. Yeah, I can't wait. Did you know that it actually can snow in Texas? Well, I have no clue. That doesn't matter, though. They're not in Texas. Well, I'm pretty sure it snows fucking anywhere at one random point in history. You know what I'm saying? Why am I so damn beautiful? I have no idea. I don't know what you look like. You don't have a profile picture. Yes, Ronnie. Michonne says that long, yeah, she did it twice this episode. I'm going to go back and look now. I know what you mean. In the back of my mind, I can hear say, yeah, you know what I mean? But I got to go and watch it. What impact will Jerry have on the Whisperer War? A soldier. I thought it was funny. Scott Gimple announced Fear drops June 1st, but all the promo says June 2nd. So I'm kind of confused on that. Are they showing it special June 1st sometime or what? I don't know about that. What happens to the Oceanside? Nothing right now. Do I think Maggie will be back for season 10? A couple episodes, yeah. So did anyone catch the return of the Living Dead Easter egg, the zombie girl that was cut in half? Oh my God, yo. Hold up. Thank you for mentioning that. That was the Easter egg, right? hold on. It's not on the cover. I thought it was on the cover. In the Return of the Living Dead, I showed this off the other day. One of the old zombie movies that I used to watch when it would be randomly on or whatever. And I thought it was on the cover, but there's this really iconic zombie that if you ever seen this, it's the one that's on the table and it's missing its like body and shit like that. And it's just like a head and a torso. And she's like, it hurts so bad. Brains make the pain go away or something like that. Really creepy shit. When I was younger, I was like, oh my God. And I love that idea. And this isn't your normal zombie. It's kind of like, just have fun with it. There's this toxic gas and, it gets a little out there. I always like the grounded in reality. The only thing different was the zombies, and I don't like it really slapstick humor, or I don't like talking zombies. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I mean zombies. Because funny enough, there's what you think is a talking zombie in Doomsday Kingdom, and it's technically a talking zombie, but you got to read it to understand what I mean. Anyway, so that zombie looked just like one in this episode when they were walking in the snow and they showed the zombie on the ground as part of the environment they were just walking past. I think it was after the scene where they showed the zombies in the cornfields or the long weeds or something like that, and then they just show that zombie on the ground. I was like, oh my God. If you go back and if you watch The Return of the Living Dead, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's definitely worth a watch. It's different, you know what I mean? But I thought that was cool. Did they confirm that? Because I thought that was cool, and it looks a lot like that zombie. But I didn't think it was an actual Easter egg, which is dumb because they've done that plenty of times with other zombie classic movies, you know? What was your max bench press in your prime? Oh my God, are you kidding me? Bro, I'd put up 60 pounds like it was fucking nothing. Will the Whisperer story go through all the season of 10? I am predicting Alpha dies in the mid-season finale. Right now I'm hoping, because I'm not looking forward to Commonwealth, I'm hoping it goes all through season 10. I always wanted to ask you that question and see your thoughts. From Lihu. I'm not sure what question. Do you think Andrew Lincoln really regrets leaving? No, not yet. I'm sure he regrets his time with his friends there. I'm sure he regrets, not being able to do everything in life, but that's just it. You can't be two places at once. Did you notice Beta's shirt under his coat at the end? I'm 100% sure it's a big smiley face that reads "Have a nice day" on it. Yeah, we were talking about that a few weeks back, or a few months back now. I think it is that. I really do. What do you think is the real reason why Andrew Lincoln left? I think as of right now, I believe them. I believe it's because of his family. No, or because he wants to be with his family. Will you make a prediction for season 8 of GOT before it starts? Probably not. Will we ever see them using cars again? Possibly. Why does AMC keep showing The Walking Dead returns in 1 minute? I have no clue. Because I hear it come on the TV and I run over to the TV and then it says, it will return in 1 minute. And I turned around and leave again immediately. I don't know who they're trying to fool. I don't know what the hell they're doing that for. Someone said, what an underwhelming piece of shit. Ouch, bro. Ouch. I hope you're talking about the show. Can we get serious answer about your bench press? Yeah, 60 pounds. That's serious. Bro, we're here to talk about The Walking Dead, not my bench press from fucking 20 years ago. I give a season 7, 10 overall. Highlights were definitely Rick's finale. Wait, hold on. I give the season a 7 out of 10 overall. My bad. I read that real messed up. Highlights were definitely Rick's final. I did read that right. It just doesn't sound right. Highlights were definitely Rick's final and the Spike death episode. Gotcha. Whisperers saved this season for me. Hated all the heavy relationship focus. Commonwealth will be season 11. Let's hope so. Why do you not like the Commonwealth? I haven't read the comics. Is it boring? Because nothing happens. They find a big community, and the people are like, rich get to live good, and poor get to live poor. It's kind of, that's it. That's all that happens. That's it. I mean, people die, but it's still, Are you hoping they skip the Commonwealth since, well, it sucks. I hope comics redeem, but please let there be news story, Kirkman. I think they should keep the Commonwealth, but remix it completely. Are you upset there will be no more snow? Now we are back to Sweatsville. Yeah, because the snow episode wasn't one of my favorites. I want more. I wanted more, damn it. Yeah, I saw the movie Here Alone. Thought it was alright. My question was the one about Rick's people attacking Negan, and if Negan's people was the good ones. Oh, gotcha. Why so serious? Just want to see what you bench so that I can surpass your old butt. Bro, just bench anything. I was never into bodybuilding. I don't know why you're asking that. That's like asking somebody who's not an artist, show me your best piece of art. Bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, Charmanders. 100 pounds. That's all I could do, bro. Here, take that. Go beat that and do something with it. I can't even remember what we did. Again, I'm not... when I was Shit, when I was 18, I was just happy doing over my body weight. I was 135 pounds when I was 18. Now, again, I was doing Bruce Lee's regimen where it was, what is it called? Is it interval training? Where you're working on your curls and then your legs, or your back with your bench press, something like that, where you do one exercise, then the next. You don't actually take breaks. And I'm doing 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps, and bodybuilders will do less reps, more weight. We were doing less weight, more reps. So you're asking someone a bodybuilder question when I wasn't into bodybuilding. I know I used to lift a lot over my body weight. I was 135 and I was benching over 165 for sets. You know what I mean? I never went for maxes, never went for any type of, we just didn't do that. We weren't bodybuilding. We were training for martial arts and fighting and health. That was it. All right. You done now? Daniel Fernandez with a $5 dono. You think maybe Rick movies will involve the Commonwealth? I say that because Michonne is supposed to segue, and I know she has a daughter there. Thanks. Well, first off, Michonne doesn't have a daughter in the Commonwealth. Michonne's kids are dead on the show. Michonne in the comic and Michonne on the TV have 2 completely different backgrounds. Some similarities, but they're just different. When it comes to Rick being in the Commonwealth, I do want to mention this. I know we're going to be ending soon, but when I made my Rick prediction video on the radio, that was something that we all knew was probably not going to happen, but my God, did we love it. A lot of us seem to love it. I loved it. If that happened, oh my God, I think that would have been one of the most amazing ends. Complicated to follow through. I will always admit that. Yes, that's ouch. That's rough. But everyone accused, not everyone, a lot of people accused me of saying that Rick was in the Commonwealth. I don't know where that started. I see it if you go watch the video. There's so many people going, but Ronnie, if Rick's at the Commonwealth, how's that going to happen? Because Maggie's there. First off, I don't think Maggie's at the Commonwealth. Second off, I don't think Rick's at the Commonwealth. I don't know where that came from. I mentioned the Commonwealth, I mentioned Rick, I mentioned Maggie, but never at any point in time did I ever say they're at the Commonwealth. No one. The Commonwealth is its own story. It's too tricky to say Maggie's at the Commonwealth. No, Maggie's not at the Commonwealth. She's with Georgie in a completely different area. Because if Maggie can't come back and they say she's at the Commonwealth, then now they're between a rock and a hard place. They need to figure out what to do. What do we say happened to Maggie? Does she die somehow? Did she leave again? Maggie is with Georgie. Rick is with an unknown group in an unknown location. The Commonwealth is with the Commonwealth. All 3 are separate. And no, I don't think Rick's movies will... I don't mean to rant at you, Daniel. I mean to rant at like the old... the video in the comments saying that I put them all together when I didn't at all. I never believed that. I still don't believe that. But no, as for your question, thank you very, very much for the dono. But no, Rick's movies will not involve the Commonwealth as far as I'm concerned right now. I haven't seen anything that would lead me to believe that. And I don't think Michonne's story has anything to do with the Commonwealth and Michonne. Because again, Michonne, 2 totally different backgrounds. What do we got? Devin Lokaj with a $15 dono. Just pre-ordered the Days Gone Collector's Edition from GameStop. So excited for it and the stream. Oh, nice. Yo, I can't wait. That's coming. I hope GameStop fucking delivers it. But you guys paid, the fan community, the map fan community donated the money to get the collector's edition to review on the channel. And we paid an extra $20 to get it delivered day 1. I swear to God, if they screw that up, I'm going to be so pissed. Because there's a thing that says if you don't get it on day 1, you can get a refund. But if they screw that up, I'll be so mad. There you go. Dwayne, a.k.a. Morgan's son, wasn't in the finale. Thanks for the false info, IMDb. I told you guys before, don't trust IMDb. They sell ads on their website. If they can put stuff to get more clicks, they'll do it because they just correct it later. Don't trust IMDb. Ever. It is there for what is known already, and it's excellent for that. Other than that, don't trust future episodes. They do not have a pipeline into behind the scenes information. It's some random dude given in the know in the area. It's a company organization that they reach out for as much information as possible, asking agents and pulling stuff off the internet, but they don't personally have an insider knowledge on the Walking Dead set. Anyone else getting less excited for the Rick movies since the show is just going on without him? Kind of just hoping they focus on the characters in the show. No, I'm excited for both separately. The Texas question was just idiots asking dumb questions, thinking they funny. Try and catch up with your super chats. Am I not caught up? Oh shit! Am I missing some? Spin. I honestly thought we were caught up. Let me rewind it some. We got Devin. The Surfing Ginger, I missed you. $5 dono. Just got here. Meh episode for me. You think the voice could have been Alicia? No. Especially if they're seeking people to help out like the trailer showed. No. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Let's, my daughter friggin' bit her lip. Took a nice chunk out of her lip. We are actually past our hour mark, though, so we're going to be wrapping this up. Let's get the super chats banged out and a couple more comments, though, before we do wrap up. I was at Surfing Ginger. Just got here episode. You think the voice could have been Alicia? No, I don't. Especially if they're seeking people to help out like the trailer showed. No, at this time, I still think it's Commonwealth. And I think if Fear the Walking Dead is ending and they're going to take the characters and bring them over to the Walking Dead, then I think everyone meeting at the Commonwealth together would fit the story perfectly. Fred Wicks with a $2 dono. Y'all hit the like and sub button, Ronnie. It's the finale. Yeah, thank you very much for the support. If you think you're subscribed, please double check, because there has been some people noticing that they're not subscribed anymore, and they had to resubscribe recently. Fred Wicks with a $5 dono. Joining Patreon, you make the show more enjoyable, and you don't give away spoilers like Movie Idol putting in his thumbnail. Ruin Enid's and Henry's death for me. I was not aware Movie Idol did spoilers. I was under the impression that he was not a fan of spoilers at all. I was not aware of that. I'm putting in his thumbnail. I was under the impression his channel didn't do spoilers. unless maybe because of time zones, he put it up right away. And I'll be honest, that's something that I've done in the past, but I definitely try to. You're not thinking of it, and then you put it up, and then someone's like, "Oh, I haven't seen the episode yet because it doesn't air till tomorrow night," and it's like, "Ooh, I should wait 2 days, 48 hours to put a spoiler in the thumbnail." After that, though, if you're not watching within the first few days when it airs, then it's the internet, bro. But it's so hard to try to avoid it that way. You know what I mean? But that sucks that you had Enid and Henry's deaths ruined. Those were a complete surprise for me. Absolutely. Thank you very much for the support, though. I appreciate that. We got Daniel. Jason plays games with a $5 dono. Who do you think will take over the hilltop now that Jesus and Tara are gone? I hope they give it to Ezekiel. Ron Marcini with a $2 dono. Did you miss that? Was Maggie on the radio? Did you miss that? Was Maggie on the radio? If it was Maggie, I missed it. I don't believe it's Maggie on the radio. Daniel Titus with a $5 dono. In respect, did I miss all these in the chat? How the hell did that happen? In respect to Tara, should her tiggle bitties have had their own pike to rest on? Would they sag from the weight and gravity? That's my question. They should have got their own respectable polls. Cole Parlett with a $2 dono. Who in the show will take Andrea's death from the comics? At this point in time, I don't know. It could be anybody. It doesn't even have to be anyone that's been here since the beginning. Corey Vaccaro with a $2 dono. Maybe they came back because of the Walker herd. Okay, so we did get these. Okay, so we're caught up now. Let me go up here. All right, we are caught up now. Let me go up here and let's bring this chat up to the present. Let's try to get a couple last comments up for the night. Ronnie, my prediction is that Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 is its last, but a new spin-off replaces it in 2020. The Walking Dead universe will be bananas. Lots of news coming. Yeah, I think we have some big announcement coming up. Can you make a video about the pros and cons about living up north compared to down south? Ooh, I don't know. I mean, that might be pretty quick of a video. I don't really know many besides the pizza down here sucks. It's nothing like back home. Back home, oh my God, you could eat at a new pizza joint every Friday and not come back around to the next pizza joint for months. Here, it's like you find that good pizza joint, man, you need to eat at that place only because it's so hard. Hungry Howie's is good for Sicilian, but Buffalo Brothers is real good for their chicken wing pizza. Again, it was chicken wing pizza that I did not like when I first moved down here because I liked the style back home better, but I've gotten used to it and I get it every Friday for 2 months now. That and pollen. I never had allergies up north, but pollen sucks down here. I'd have to really do some thinking. I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to do some thinking for sure. Have you posted any predictions about the group where Heath, Jadis, Rick are located? Clearly they were well established. No, I didn't do any predictions on that yet. I honestly not even sure really where they are. Only 26 sleeps you till days gone by. Yay. Hell yeah. I cannot wait. What, does it ever confirm that Michonne's son was dead? Yeah, he's dead. She only said he was on a run, and when she returned, this place was overrun. Someone could have taken him and Well, first off, he's dead. He was so little, he would never have a picture of Michonne. He would never remember Michonne unless they did some ridiculous shit where someone found a baby and the baby had this picture and they kept the picture. There's even a way for a good writer to turn that into something sweet. You know what I mean? And mind-blowing. But I feel like it's a bit much, So let's just leave him dead, and we don't need everything to be the same as the comic. You know what I mean? Do you like The Walking Dead without Rick? I like season 9 a lot. I still miss Rick. That's my final answer. Worst finale ever on any show? Geez, that's tough. Dexter, Sopranos, and even if it's not the worst finale, the first final moments of both of them, I feel, really turned me off. Sopranos, I thought the cable got shut off. What if, since Carol's going to Hilltop, Michonne and Ezekiel get closer, not in a romantic way, but more like friends and pay tribute to the comics? That'd be nice. I thought it was cool seeing them together in the show tonight because they're together in the comics. I thought it was neat. Maggie's on radio. I swear I heard her voice. I might be tripping, though. I think you're tripping, Joe. Quick prediction on who ends up on the throne. I'm going with I've always predicted the throne gets destroyed. No one ends up on it. It just seems too predictable for someone to end up on the throne. I feel like with the Ice King moving in, it has to get destroyed. Any after streams tonight? I'm trying my best to do an hour of something after this on the companion channel, but I'm not sure now. Juliet Better Lip, I'm going to go see what's going on with that. Why would the Whisperers return to the DC area if they went south? Because they're always moving. They come back to hunt the area, Who died? Who did they send Maggie a letter? Who did they send Maggie a letter? Who did they send to give Maggie a letter? I'm sure they're in contact somehow. I don't know how that works though. I know they're in contact with the twins, so maybe the twins are at a location and they send it, I don't think the Whisperers went south. When Alden was talking to Lydia, there are Whisperers walking in the background. Well, we don't know if they're Whisperers for sure. Those just showed us zombies. That was never confirmed to be Whisperers. Agreed, Ronnie, about the pizza. Will you do deeper intos the rest of the episodes this season? Yes. The goal right now is to do the entire series up until season 10. I'm not sure if I'll do deeper intos after season 10. We'll see. But the whole goal is to do all the way up until Rick leaves, season 9 was good. I definitely am going to do all of season 9. So from episode 1 to episode 916, eventually I want to get them all done. There's even some other ones that are thrown in there, like deeper into appreciating the moment. There was one that, because you get ideas for different ones that you can do, but those have to wait because we're finishing up 905, and but the plan is to always focus on those. Do you think they'll spend the whole next season wrapping up the Whispers or just half the season? I'm hoping it's the whole season. I don't think we found out how Michonne's son died exactly. If we did, I missed it. Stephanie on the radio, maybe? I think it's Stephanie from Commonwealth. Ronnie, why don't you watch Talking Dead again? Because I do this live show, and I think you should try for the biggest fan for next season. I'd love to see you on Talking Dead and with your predictions and cast. Listen, I'll try, but I'm never getting picked. They pick people who look good on camera, and I'm not just saying like pretty. They pick people who look good with backgrounds. The two fans they picked, it's not a coincidence they were both teachers. From a PR perspective, that's amazing. You got their students rallying for them. It's this whole, I don't have any of that. You know what I mean? I have a different appeal than a teacher with students and they teach class. I think it would be really awesome to showcase and highlight the community that we've built on YouTube. Absolutely. But I don't think AMC gives a damn to do that. In a way, they might even see it competition. We go live right after. They got Talking Dead right after. But, at least I will never put a different show in this time slot and say, watch that, we'll come back after. They do that all the time with Talking Dead, which I think is a shame. Going to be awkward when Daryl has to thank Negan for saving the dog. Fortnite tonight, I'm not sure. Did they send Maggie the letter was the question. How did they? I'm assuming they have people in contact with the twins somewhere, and they send the letter to the twins. The twins, when they make their run back to wherever Maggie is, they bring the letter there. Even though there's still more story to tell, do you think Samantha Morton's portrayal of Alpha has already exceeded her character's comic representation? Yeah. Dwayne was on the radio. Yeah. Have you seen the movie Headshot? It's by a guy who did the Raid movies. I haven't. I'll have to write it down. Yeah. Richard said Ronnie is not a teacher. He can't win biggest fan. Speaking about Richard, since you're here, did you get tracking for that box? Definitely keep an eye on that, because I always get super nervous with customs and stuff. We've had a couple people say the customs told them to call and pick it up or something, so I always get real nervous when it comes to dealing with postal. Hell, I get nervous with USA orders, but what was I going to tell you? Oh, that's right. I'll email you separate. I don't want to get things mixed up, but Richard, you have 3 packages coming, so keep in mind, you got 3 packages coming. We couldn't fit everything in one box, so you have your big box coming, then you have a long box, which is the art, because the art, I did not want to put the art with the boxes of comics, because the comics weigh like 15 or 20 pounds, and then the he bought a lot, and then the art would get all crushed. I was afraid of that, so the art and the comics are coming separately now. They're on their way, though. Not here, and I will be sending you a new tracking number for the art. It is a different tracking number. Greg Nicotero confirmed they were paying tribute. Nice. Yo, that's so cool. I love that. What's your favorite season 9 episode? I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. All right, let's wrap this up. $11.89 Paris with a $5 dono. Can we still hope the next season you'll go to Georgia for the channel? Absolutely, we can still hope. Absolutely. I mean, I might save a little bit of money once I move into the new place in July. So, I mean, that's definitely going to help. And we're bringing back outdoor reviews. I put this on Instagram. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, or if anyone here follows me on Instagram, but I'll pull this up. The new place I go to will have, my daughter got in this kick today to post stuff on Instagram. She hijacked my Instagram account and started putting posts up saying to follow her Instagram. You believe that? My own kid took my phone. I'm going to play a game on your phone. And then she starts saying, hey, look at this. Well, 2 things. If you guys missed it, Tobin has the first issue of my comic, Doomsday Kingdom. That's freaking awesome. John Henderson brought him a copy to a Comic-Con. But I posted this picture on Twitter. It is one of the new backdrops. It's an outdoor backdrop. It's the brick wall by our front door, or our new front door in July. And like my front door would be over here. You walk out, and then this would be what the side looks like. They haven't done anything with it, but we would set it up for filming outside. So people who liked the channel a few years ago, you saw all those outdoor reviews. They will return once we move. Outdoor reviews there's one with a prison in the background. I'll try until they kick me out. I'll use that there, and I can do that rarely, just once every now and then. There's one with that background. There's the woods backdrop. There's a couple different backdrops, and I'm talking, trying to figure out if we can set up an outdoor, real life, post-apocalyptic background. Because there's land there. It's not like I'm living in an apartment complex with whatever. So family owns the land. So I'm in talks with some family in setting up possibly a post-apocalyptic outdoor. How cool would it be? It's out in the middle of nowhere, so this is going to be tricky. But how cool would it be if maybe we can do an in-person interview outdoors with a post-apocalyptic area looking, you know what I mean? Like a post-apocalyptic setup. I think that'd be fucking cool. It's going to take some time, but There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of pros that's going to come from the move, but the huge con is there's zero internet. It has literally zero, no providers. We are actually going to have to pay a provider to install our own personal internet line, which is... I'm terrified of that idea, because what if they can't, what if, I'm just so terrified of that idea. I don't know. A part of me is also a dick. Part of me thinks, well, if we're going to pay them $5,000 to set up internet, it better be Google Fiber, baby. It better be the best in the world. Only half my donos going through, ? I'm not sure what you mean, brother. Let me see. We got y'all hit the sub and like for Ronnie. We shouted that one out. We shouted out the joining Patreon. That's the only two I see. On the super chat, that's the only two I see. Were there more? Caroline C. with a $20 dono. Late to the party and apologize if this was asked already. But is there a newly formed multi-community council now? I feel like this was alluded to when Michonne was talking to Yumiko. As always, thanks for all you do, Ronnie. Oh, thank you very much for the $20 dono, helping to keep this going, as well as a great question, something I missed in my review. Yeah, I think there's some sort of open council with a few members, and oddly enough, it includes new people. It seems to include Yumiko and people from Magna's group who are new there. So, yeah, that's an interesting setup that has good potential to bring these new characters up to the forefront, you know. Thank you very much for the dono. Late, but fashionably late, and a great way to close out the stream. We will discuss things in the coming update video. Like I said, I don't want to bore some people to death who are only here for The Walking Dead. But as far as moving out in the middle of nowhere, it's no surprise. I'm a convicted felon. I sold weed when I was younger. I got arrested for it. It was a joint. Nothing too crazy. I've done crazy shit, but on the books for what I was caught with, I was officially caught with a joint. That's it. And a whole ridiculous ordeal happened. I got charged with a felony, and since the felony, I can't get a job. I mean, no one will hire me. I've gotten jobs, don't worry about it, but it's been, my God, has it been insane. And then no one will let me live it at their, no one will rent to me because I'm a felon. So, and yes, I know there's supposed to be laws that help felons like that, but no one cares. Like, cause I can't. What am I gonna do? Sue? I don't have the money to sue. So, sold weed, went to jail. Felony, no one will let me live there, and it's been over a decade. You know, it's not like it's a new felony. It's old, and this is an opportunity to say, well, fine, they win, because I'm trying to, file applications for jobs and then for housing, and not housing like welfare housing, but for apartment complexes in North Carolina. And we were constantly turned down. I think I must have been turned down for like 30 or 40 places. It's been unreal. This place is bumping up the rent, just can't afford it. So like I said, this opportunity would be decent to save some money, hell of a lot cheaper than where we're at here or where else I would find. But however, the place I'm staying now is raising the rent, so I can't afford it. It's way too much. It's just way too much. And did I cover that all? Like I said, we'll cover everything coming in the update, but the place I'm at now is raising the rent. Not only that is, even if we were planning on moving anyway, because I was going to look for something a little more affordable, and this would give me some cushion. Like right now, every single month it's like, okay, we need to make sure we got the money, like every single month is like that. I want to at least have a place where if we have a bad month, it's not crippling, like there's some repairs on my car that I would love to be able to save up and maybe even get a new car or something. My car is old as shit. It's just a 1997, busted ass. Any moment now it's ready to explode. I want to get alignment on that bitch. There's a whole bunch of other things I want to do. So, No, I don't smoke weed still. I just don't have the money for that. But we're going to shut it down here. No one's perfect, not even teachers. Yeah, no one's perfect. I mean, shit, none of us are perfect. We all do fucked up shit. Do you think Judith will leave with Michonne? I hope she doesn't. I hope she doesn't. I hope she doesn't. Not at all. Wilmington, North Carolina is kind of cheap. I love Wilmington. I mean, I absolutely love Wilmington. That's where we were supposed to move when I first planned to move to North Carolina. Well, we just had so many people say no to the apartment applications. Yeah, I appreciate that, Jason. I mean, yeah, what you do stays in the past, but if you're young and dumb out there, don't get a record. Like, whatever you do, take your credit serious because it can mess you up in the future. And watch when it comes to laws and shit. You're not cool, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not cool. It'll fuck your life up. Bro, you know how easy it was for me back in the day to get a job? Like, I'm good with people. I don't know how it comes off on camera, but, like, I'm good with people. If I work with your wife, be afraid. I mean, be very afraid. I don't know what it is, man. If I say that, I could tell a chick, oh, listen, and they can know to put blockers up. But if I work with people, I've always had that connection where they're just like drawn to me. You know what I'm saying? I go in for an interview, it's a home run every time. I never even sweated going in. I just have a personality where it's easy for me to talk to people and it's easy for me to spot, to read them, in other words. It's like a sick ability. Like, I can feel a person's mood. I can't explain it. Like, I can if something's going on in your personal life and you're putting on a fake front or whatever, I can feel it. It's like I sense it, and I could exploit it with interviews. Every single interview that I've wanted, I got. Easy. Boom. Home run. I got a felony. I'm saying, interview for a job or an apartment. I mean, it could be anything. I was stealing home, and then I got a felony. That all went away. I mean, that all went away. People they just take your paperwork, and they're like, nah, you good. I've had interviews where people were like, oh my God, this is going to work so much. Here you go, whoop-de-whoop. It's great pay. And, okay, here we go. We're going to do the background check, and you can start Monday morning. Friday, get a letter, or Lowe's. It was either Lowe's or Home Depot, a good paying job. I forget the details, but they actually sent me a postcard like they were breaking up with me. They were like, you did amazing with the interview and whoop-de-whoop, but we've decided we're going to go a different direction. And the only thing I had to do was pass the background check. And it was like, I'm not stupid. Just tell me you don't want to hire enough. But they can't. I don't think, by law, I don't think they could do shit like that, Mickey, Beta Rourke. Rourke? I thought that said Mickey Rourke. Did you say you bench press 350 pounds? I'm not worried. Bro, I've actually trained and saw people who can bench press amazing shit. Some of them can't fight. They're too slow, glass jaws. Bring it. You know what I'm saying? No, seriously, don't bring it now. I haven't worked out in like 7 years, bro. I'd probably fuck myself up throwing a punch. I'd probably snap my shoulder in half or something. You rock the nose piercing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Right, because you're 10 steps ahead. Like me, I'm the same way. It's super weird. Thank you very much, Brandon Lee. I appreciate the support. You're such a ladies' man. I wouldn't even say it like that. I never really saw myself as like a ladies' man. I'm just what's the word for it? Like approachable. I'm easy to talk to. I don't know. I've been around guys and I've just looked at their game and shit like that, and I've just cringed and thought, yikes. I've had my own cringy moments. I've failed. I mean, I'm not perfect. Shit. I'm there with you. But there's been a lot of times where I would see somebody and they're trying too hard, and sometimes you just need to let it be and let it, relax with it, yada yada yada. Don't be too clingy. Just be chill. Oh, I appreciate that, Caroline. If I ever come to Jersey for any conventions, though, I'm going to holla at you. We might need a place to stay for the night. And then maybe a guide to let us know where about around town will be good to go. I appreciate the Matt family for all that. If you say you have a felony at the beginning of the interview, would that help? No. I had a friend that worked for Taco Bell, and when I got real desperate back home before I moved here, I told him, yo, everyone's denying me this, that, and the third. He said, oh, shit, all right. Fill out the application at Taco Bell and I'll get you hooked up. And then a bunch of time went by and I was like, hey, what's up with that? Did you hear from your dude? And he was like, no, did you put the application in? I said, yeah, all right. He went and talked to his buddy who was doing the books, because a lot of felons that I know that get jobs, it's because they know somebody and a friend did a friend a favor. And this happened numerous times. There's a lot of people I know are ex-cons, so I've had a lot of stories like this. But he asked his buddy at Taco Bell, and I think they had some program where they hired felons, or maybe even they got grants from the government. I remember it being fucked up what happened, but he said the manager was told by higher-ups that you take the interview pile and you go through, and if you see any felonies or anything that are the flags, to put those in a different pile and get rid of them. Never look at them again, and only keep. And so his friend was going through and took all the felony ones out and just chucked them, or whatever they do with them. And that's why mine didn't even make it in there. He's like, oh, I didn't even see his name. We're supposed to do this. I had another friend who had a record, and he got this job with a moving company through his mother's friend. I think hooked him up with it. And then I went to work for him because they had him on there, and he's like, I'll get you in. And then I jump in, and the first day I'm there 5:30 in the morning, we're getting ready. It's a hard job, but I mean, I'm desperate at the time. I'll work. This is when I was fresh out, like only 2 years out of being a felon, or maybe a year out. And when we were loading up on the job, the boss pulled me over and he was like, listen, man, I can't bring you on. The felony's too fresh. I was like, oh, really, man? I mean, I'm not going to blow up my dude's spot, because I knew, he had a friend of a friend, but he had, coke charges, he had fucking gun charges, he had all this shit. And I was sitting here like, bro, it's for a joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you fuckers doing? But I feel very lucky that I got a lot of family that supports me, so I don't ever think I could go. I mean, back home in PA, that was a totally different story because I didn't have any family around. But down here, I feel like I can't ever just fall and go completely homeless. I can always crash with some family. So, all right, last two donos. Fred Wicks with a $2 dono. Movie Idol spoiler. Thumbnail was 5 days ago before episode. Oh, before episode. Damn, I didn't know that, bro. I swear to God, I thought his channel was completely spoiler-free. I'll take a peek at it, see what you're talking about. Aaron P. with a $2 dono. You done yet? Question mark. Fortnite. Hang in there, Aaron. We might jump on, like I said, for an hour. We're shutting this down now, and we'll see. Meowcat Bissy went to a medium security state prison and worked with them on GED practice. Oh, yeah? Nice. My buddy just got his GED in prison. He's going to be out. You guys will see him soon. He's my best friend. We got rid of a body together. Our bond is fucking tight. He and I will be in some videos when he gets out of prison, probably in like 10 more months. So, and we're going to definitely do that. Rule number 1, stop saying I'm a felon. You have to. They do background checks, bro. They actually check. If you get in the job, I got in a job, and I did your rule, Gavin. You know everything. Let me not put I'm a felon. And I was there for 3 months, and sure enough, they did however it works. It's a rotating where they pull backgrounds and do checks even though you're working there. And they came and escorted me out, bro. It was like, bro, you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You should have told us. My whole thing was, if I told you, you wouldn't have hired me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Gavin, just not telling them. You can go into the computer system and my shit pops up. It's not like I can hide that. What the fuck, you murdered someone? No, we thought he was maybe dead, but he was alive. We still got rid of his body though. I don't know when he came up out of the woods, but he crawled out of the woods. We ran into him at a party like a while later. He was all types of like touched. I thought, did we really give him brain damage? I told my boy, I was like, was that us? Because homeboy is all, and he was like, nah, man, that dude's been doing so many drugs. He fucked his life up. And I was like, oh, well, all right. Well, that ain't on us. I didn't tell him to do any drugs. Look, you can't not day, I'm a felon. Oh, yeah, you can't not say I'm a felon. Yeah, you can't lie. I mean, you can lie, but they'll catch you eventually. Many states have banned the box laws when prospective employers are not legally allowed to inquire about previous criminal records. Ban the box laws where prospective employers are not legally allowed to inquire about previous criminal records. Ban the box. I have to look into that. Ban the box. I know I am looking into get my felony lifted or whatever it's called because, again, it was for weed and they're legalizing weed more and more. But we do have to get this shut down, though. I really do want to check on my daughter, see if her lip stopped bleeding and is good. It looked like a tiny little, but, you know, it's a little chunk. Have you tried getting your felony downgraded to misdemeanor? We're trying now because, like I said, it's becoming legalized and it's so old now. Final tally, if you guys want to see, and thank you very much for the super chat support, the direct to PayPal donos. I think Cody just sent something in. I saw. Well, let me check that. View results. Here we go. Final tally. Almost 300 votes for tonight. 42% liked it. 26% loved it. Finally loved it. Beat the meh. 26%. Oh shit! Loved it and meh are equal. 71 votes each. Would you look at that? Thank you very much for the dono. There's no comment to it, though. Cody sent in. Appreciate that support, homie. And then we have 3% that disliked it and 2% that hated it. Do not forget, April 26th, we are starting our Days Gone live stream event. It's probably going to run for a week or two or so. Really not sure how long it's going to run. It depends on the story and how much gameplay there is. Also, we got the update video coming. We have some Doomsday Kingdom fun stuff coming with the writer's commentary, the writer and artist commentary, updates on the release of issue 4 coming in April as well. And also, we have I'm not looking forward to it, I'll be honest, but our first 24-hour live stream event coming in April. We've been talking about that for a couple of weeks on the Ronnie Hayes channel. I'm not looking forward to staying up all day, but I tell you what, now that I'm thinking about it, a live stream event where you play video games for 24 hours, shit. I'm going to have to go out and cop a new video game or two just to have a little more in there. But I think we can make it 24 hours. We have to play a bunch of those independent games that I think are really fun, and then obviously some Fortnite, some Dying Light, some zombie games, something. Hell, we might even do our second 24-hour stream playing Days Gone and just adventuring the world. Red Dead Redemption 2, we got a lot of different games we can put on. Spider-Man, I'll make sure they're all updated, and we'll get that done in April. So, and those are events to help promote the channel, to help put the donos towards installing the new internet, so that way there's the smallest amount of time possible that the channel goes down. Keep in mind, they physically have to put in the internet from what I know right now. So if it takes them a few weeks to a few months, hopefully we can get that started sooner rather than later, and then that way it'll be installed when we get there. But more info coming up. I'll see you guys on the Ronnie Hayes channel, maybe after this for a little bit. Love you for the support, and I'll see you next Sunday for what is coming up next Sunday? Is there anything? Well, we'll be here to discuss something next Sunday, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Look for any updates on this channel. We might be doing it a little sooner since The Walking Dead isn't on, but I'll let you know on the community tab. Have a good night. Love yous.